standing. It's worked out so well for the Mariners. So
well, it really has. And for the offense, a lot of us want to talk about the home runs for the Mariners, but I think you have to take a look at the walks. Seeing the amount of pitches the Mariners are seeing, you can see right there 4.23 pitches per plate appearance for them, above the league average. That hasn't been the case all year. It's been recent for these guys over their win streak. But then, of course, when you do that, pitchers get tired. They have a tendency to make a few mistakes. Mariners taking advantage of that with the home run. Second in the league in home runs. So some good stuff going on for the Mariners right now. Also, I think with those walks, Dave, the on-base percentage giving themselves more opportunities to score runs.
It has worked out quite well. Only the Baltimore Orioles have hit more home runs in the major leagues than the Mariners. Take a look at these numbers. It must be the weather. It's all good here in July, that's for sure.
Month of July, 104 runs. They are first. You take a look at the home runs. We knew about that. We talked about, but how about the walks? Up third in walks. Batting average has gone up. Everything for them on base percentage. All good stuff for the Mariners on the offensive side.
Starters tonight, you got Rosmo Ramirez and Zach McAllister. We saw McAllister throw a heck of a game against the Mariners back in Cleveland. And Ramirez, high hopes for him. He got hurt in spring training.
He did. Hey, he came up. His first start did not go well for him at all. I expect him to come out and command the baseball. He was all over the place. And for Ramirez, he has good stuff. At times, his 94-mile-an-hour fastball is effective. But I think more importantly, he has to be able to pitch to the edges of the plate to open it up for his good slider. If he can make quality pitches like that, he should have some success against Cleveland. This will be his second start of the year for the Mariners, so hopefully a little bit of time down in Everett worked out a few through the kinks. He'll be ready to go as you take a look at his line against the Red Sox. Tough hitting club, but his line was not as good as you'd like to see.
McAllister had been disabled for a while, had some problems with an index finger. They shut him down for a while. He's back, and a highly regarded young man in their system.
Well, as you mentioned, and the Mariners faced him earlier this year. He did pitch well. 7 1/3 innings for him, just 2 earned runs. So this will be his first stint since the 6th of July. So it's been a while for him since he's been on the mound. Probably a little bit nervous. See if the Mariners can be a little bit patient early on. Maybe he'll walk a few guys and help him out.
This is what happened to Tom Wilhelmsen back on May 20th. That started a run of 8 straight losses for the Mariners. Downfall for Wilhelmsen. How about last night exercising some demons, getting a save against the Cleveland Indians to get this series going for the Mariners. Mariners in the trap. Game 2 of this set coming up straight ahead.
We are local by Safeco Insurance. Do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino presenting Moonwalker, the reflection of Michael, a Michael Jackson tribute, August 19th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here with you at the Ford Sports Desk, getting you set for Game 2. Unfortunately, the skipper, Eric Wedge, not able to be here. He is still at the hospital. They are continuing to do tests on him, making sure that everything is A-OK. For the latest, we check in with Jen Mueller. Jen?
Well, without Eric Wedge on the bench tonight, Angie, the duties will fall to Robbie Thompson to be the acting manager for the second straight night. Robbie says that it really doesn't change his daily routine, except for maybe having to talk to the media. The conversations during the game, well, those are the same, too. He just isn't bouncing ideas off of Eric Wedge. With as well as the team is playing, it makes it easier, but there is still no escaping the void left by the skipper.
Well, right now, baseball-wise, it's okay. We're playing good baseball. We're playing good defense. We're swinging the bats as good as we have, and the pitching's good. So, is it different? Yes, it is different because we don't have our manager here in the dugout. And, you know, we are concerned. Everyone here is concerned. And but as Kate said today, that he's in good spirits and all. And like I said, we don't really know anything yet. We'll just wait till all these tests come in and the results come in, and we'll know more. But right now, our thoughts and prayers are with Eric Wedge and Kate and the family. And, you know, we wish him a quick recovery and get him back here soon.
I would venture to guess that Eric Wedge is watching tonight's game and wishing that he could be enjoying this beautiful day for baseball. First pitch just around the corner here on Root Sports.
If you were to tell somebody that Seattle right now is unchallenged as the best weather in the United States right now in the lower 48, kind of hard to lose that argument. Look at this on I-90 coming towards the ballpark, coming towards Seattle as we get you ready for Game 2 of this 3-game set. The Mariners taking on the Cleveland Indians. And look at this weather, just absolutely gorgeous. So glad to have you with us here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. We got a good pitching matchup. Erasmo Ramirez against Zach McAllister. And the Mariners got the longest current winning streak in baseball at 7 in a row. Let's take a look at the Indians lineup for tonight.
Quickly for manager Terry Francona. Bourne will lead up. Want to keep him off the bases. Nick Swisher hitting second. Had a home run in last night's game. 12 home runs here at Safeco Field. That's Kipnis Cabrera, Brantley, Santana, the DH. He will hit 6. Reynolds getting his first start as the first baseman, hitting 7th. And Chisenhall and Gomes rounding out the 9 for the Indians.
Terrific win last night by the Mariners, a 2-1 affair. First pitch from Ramirez is up high for ball 1. 80 degrees. And wind out of the southwest at 2.
You can see the numbers of Ramirez. 1 start so far, just 4 2/3, 4 walks. Needs to stay away from the walks in this one, but it was a tough outing, so hopefully he can come back and command the strike zone tonight. Fastball command is always key for most pitchers, but I think especially for Ramirez. He wants to get to his slider and a few of his off-speed pitches.
2-1 to Michael Bourne, a 2-time All-Star in the National League. Signed with Cleveland in January. Weren't you surprised that he was such a late signee in January?
I was surprised. And you really didn't hear about a lot of clubs, going after him. But in the end, he's had a good year. He's a quality outfielder that can run, do some things for you.
Absolutely. 2-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glover. The center field, backing up Ackley into the sunlight. 1 down.
Take a look at the T-Mobile defense for the Mariners. Routine play for Ackley at center. Ibanez is in left. Michael Saunders will play right tonight. Normal infield. Seager at third. Miller and Franklin playing up the middle. Justin Smoke is your first baseman. And Mike Zunino with a home run last night, back behind the plate again tonight.
Couldn't ask for a better setting. Beautiful. 80 degrees. Perfect blue sky above. Nick Swisher stands in. Got the Tribe's only run last night. It was this very same point in the ballgame, a 3-2 pitch. He hit it into the bullpen, left center field. Umpires for tonight's game: Adrian Johnson has home plate. Fielding Colberth at first, Lance Barrett at second, and Bill Welke at third.
That's a good changeup from Ramirez. Starting pitching. It's been on a good run, Dave. When we take a look at the 7-game win streak for the Mariners, Aaron Harang joining that group. You mentioned the home run that Swisher hit off of him last night. He ended up going 7 innings. That was the only run he gave up over the course of 7.
Very strong performance against a winning team, too.
Joe Saunders next to him. He's been pitching well.
Swing and a miss. And now Swisher's out. 2 down.
Here's the changeup again. Threw him a couple of them. Circle change. His changeup will be 81 to 83 miles an hour.
Enjoyed talking to some of the coaches and the players, and you've been through this. When you start winning like this, pitching, hitting, defense, everything's contagious. It's a good feeling around the whole ball game.
Yeah, sandwiches taste better. Water is colder. Everything is good.
The beer afterwards.
Well, everything is good, I mean, we were talking a little bit last night. Just, you can see that the guys are having a lot more fun. You just take the pressure off by winning games, and you've done a good job of that. There's Morales, long home run for him last night. He hit the restaurant last night in right field.
Kipnis, all-star second baseman, drives one to the gap. Saunders will get it back in. Kipnis having an outstanding year. That's his 24th double. His 4th in stolen bases, tied for 9th in RBIs.
This looks like a flat slider right in the middle of the plate. Not much bite to it. Splits the gap out in right center field.
Boxing fans out there, if you remember former light heavyweight champion Bobby Ches, is almost a dead ringer for Jason Kipnis. Bobby, a light heavyweight champion in the early mid-80s. That's Drupal Cabrera's the hitter. Mariners held him in check last night. Harang hit him with a pitch in the first inning, and then he was 0 for 3 the rest of the night. up the middle. Drive by Miller comes up empty, and scoring on the play is Kipnis, an RBI for Cabrera. And just like last night, a first inning lead for the Triad. 35th RBI for Cabrera.
Come on, Kip. One was back-to-back pitches. One was a breaking ball. This one was a fastball, 94 miles an hour, but right down the middle. So a couple of pitches in the middle of the plate. You see Brad Miller trying to keep it on the infield so that the run doesn't score. Looked like Ramirez, the pitcher, actually had a chance to catch it too, but finds the outfield grass and an early run for the Indians.
Michael Brantley 1 for 4 last night. That is a foul ball. Got a 9th inning double against Wilhelmsen. Also made a terrific catch running towards the 376 sign in left center field. Best wishes go out to the skipper, Eric Wedge,
yes,
watching in his hospital. So he's recovering nicely. Follow doctor's orders, Skip.
Still running tests on him, trying to figure a few things out. Hopefully he'll be back at the ballpark tomorrow.
Robbie Thompson, acting manager, talked about how I guess there's a lot of concern among the ball players, but Eric Wedge said, hey, they're professionals. Don't worry about me. Go out and win your ball game. 0-2 here to Brantley. Found the foul ball. There's Robbie Thompson, acting manager. Just fun to talk about when things are normal, as they generally are. He's the bench coach. Eric Wedge bounces things off of him. He says, well, now Robbie's going to be leaning even more heavily on that man right there, Carl Willis, pitching coach, and Darren Brown, the third base coach, who's got managerial experience. Dave Hansen, the hitting coach. Fouled off. There you go. Get better, Eric Wedge.
Winning their 8th in a row would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
Yeah.
Ever been in a situation like that in the big show where the skipper got, was out for a little bit?
That's a good question. Don't think so.
Zanino. Oh, they got the runner. And the throw bounces by.
Lucky. They
sure
got
enough,
lucky.
Cabrera was heading back. Catch a break.
It looked like Mike was undecided on what he wanted to do. The runner, as you take a look at the pitch down in the dirt, does a great job. He is so good at that, at catching the ball when it's in the dirt. But you watch the runner, ball in the dirt, takes off, and then he stops. I think when he started back is when Mike was throwing the baseball and ended up pulling across his body.
Swing and a miss. Long battle, but Brantley strikes out. A run on 2 hits, no errors, a man left. 1-0 Tribe with the Mariners coming to bat. Brad Miller certainly had a big impact since being called up for the minor leagues. He's going to lead it off for the Mariners. Let's take a look at the rest of their batting order.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Brad Miller will lead off. Then it's Nick Franklin. Ibanez Morales, the DH cleanup hitter tonight. Hit a home run last night. Good to see that. Seager, Smoke, Saunders. Mike Zunino, his second home run. He was 2 for 3 last night. First career home run at Safeco Field. And Ackley will hit ninth. For McAllister, 11 starts on the year, 4-5 record, 3.43 ERA. Opponent's average 264. Again, he pitched well against the Mariners in Cleveland. Went 7 1/3, gave up 6 hits, just 2 runs. But this is his first start coming off the DL, as Dave mentioned at the top of the game, having some finger issues and able to work that out.
Mariners finally got to McAllister in the 8th inning in that first meeting. This one popped up. Shortstop Cabrera, third baseman Chisenhall overran a play like that last night, 1 down.
Take a look at it. Chisenhall, as Dave mentioned, missed one last night, but he's able to stay with this. Fortunate, you can see Cabrera right there with the spikes, almost stepped on his hand, but a good play by Chisenhall to stay with it.
Yeah, last night overran it, had to reach back, got a break there. There's Nick Franklin. Inside, says Adrian Johnson. Ball 1. It was Saturday, May 18th when the Mariners saw McAllister. He got chased in the 8th inning when Brendan Ryan hit a 2-run homer. There was a game in the 9th inning. Mariners got home runs from Ibanez and Smoke to take the lead, and then gave it up in the 9th. On an RBI infield hit, that's the one infield drawn in, ball hit to Ryan, and Montero couldn't keep his foot on the plate with the bases loaded. Tribe won that one 5-4.
McAllister is a big man. You would think he would throw in the mid, maybe upper 90s, but he doesn't. He'll be around 90, 91 miles an hour. Tries to sink the ball and keep it on the ground as much as he can.
And a walk worked by Mr. Franklin.
T-Mobile defense for the Indians in the outfielding. Covers some ground. Brantley in left. Bourne is in center field. Nick Swisher played first last night. He is out at right field tonight. And on the infield, Chisenhall, the third baseman. Cabrera and Kipnis up the middle. Mark Reynolds getting his first start at first base. Didn't play last night. Jan Gomes, same for him. He will do the catching tonight. Nice night to be out in the pen.
And don't forget, with the winning streak at $7 off select tickets in the ballpark tonight. I don't know how much of a bump that was. Hopefully it was a good one. Here's Raul Ibanez, 5th in slugging, tied for 4th in home runs in the American League. From McAllister, 6'6", 240 out of Chillicothe, Illinois, born and raised there. Came over to Cleveland August of 2010 from the Yankees to complete a trade for outfielder Austin Kearns. Ball 2 strikes to Raul.
Well, the Mariners are certainly going to get some fastballs to hit tonight. 10 pitches so far for McAllister, all of them fastballs. You can see the location of the last one right in the middle of the plate. Raul swinging through it.
Just inside, 2-2. Mariners right now have the best winning streak going in the major leagues at 7, followed by Tampa Bay with 6, 5 for Baltimore, and 4 for the Dodgers. Tampa Bay just went down at the hands of the Boston Red Sox. Terry Francona, NCAA Player of the Year 1980. Going back is Cabrera, the shortstop. 2 outs. Terry, of course, led the Red Sox to 2 world championships, and he was Player of the Year at the University of Arizona. And they won the College World Series back in 1980 after losing the first game. Claire.
Well, Morales steps in, and for him, he had his 15th home run of the year, tied up the ball game. Mariners were losing 1-0 at the time. He hit a changeup off the windows out there at the Hit It Here Cafe.
Strike one to Kendricks is 2 for 6 against McAllister.
Got a lot of people asking me why I thought the Mariners would be second in the league at this point in home runs for the year.
No chance.
No. I said I thought with Morales and Morris and Ibanez that they would move up, probably be in the middle of the pack. But to be second, I don't know if anybody thought that was going to happen. But the Mariners win the game again yesterday. 2 solo home runs, they win the game.
And to say in the middle of pack did more than reasonable, coming off of where they were from last year.
That's what I figured they would be. But also, and the other side of that is Michael Morris hasn't been available for him. He's had 11 home runs, it seems like, for 2 months. He's out on a rehab assignment now, so hopefully they'll get him back soon.
Hit a home run last night for Tacoma, doubled earlier today in a day game for Tacoma. With him coming back, it's going to be an interesting personnel move that's going to have to be made. 2 outs with Franklin at first, and Morales behind 0-2.
Well, it's not just that, but the guys that are going to be here, playing time becomes a little bit tougher with Michael.
And most of his damage left-handed.
That's where he gets the majority of his at-bats, so you would expect that to be the case.
Staying alive. Jan Gomes, the catcher, boy, he did some damage against the Mariners last time we saw him. Monday game was a weekend wraparound. He had a 3-run homer in the 10th inning on Monday, May 20th, to beat the Mariners.
Speaking of home runs, you would think that the ball will carry tonight. 80 degrees at game time. You'd think the ball would stay in the air a little bit longer. Beautiful evening here at Safeco Field.
Hit down to Kipnis. Boots it. Error for Kipnis, his 9th. Mariners inning continues. And we give Kyle Seager a chance to get in a couple of runs.
Kipnis looked like he was in good shape on it, maybe a little flat-footed. The ball was not hit hard, just routine play, and he clanks it off the heel of his glove. Mariners catch a couple of breaks. One, take a look at our McDonald Super Mode that he kicks it. I think this last hop comes up a little bit. That's a play he should handle. But two, he just was nonchalant about going to pick up the ball. Morales doesn't run well. I think if he gets after it right away, maybe still has a play. So a big break for the Mariners here in the first.
See what the Mariners can do with an extra out. Here's Kyle Seager.
Kyle was 1 for 3 last night.
Offensive numbers dominated by Kyle Seager. All the big numbers, with the exception of home runs and RBIs. He's second in home runs with 16. Third in RBIs with 7 other categories. He leads the ball club. Bouncing ball, fair. Oh, that eats up the first baseman Reynolds. Coming around and scores Franklin. And they'll hold Morales. Wow. What a break. Tie ball game at 1-1. So a 2-base hit, a bad hop double for Kyle Seager, and an RBI, a 1-1 game.
Well, sometimes the ball just bounces your way, and it looks like Reynolds is in good shape. The ball comes up on him, though, and just eats him up. Big hop there in the end, so another good break for the Mariners. All it looked like was going to be a routine play. Gets by him. Franklin comes around the score. You have a second and third situation. Justin Smoke, who's been a hot hitter for the Mariners, waiting to hit. as the conference goes on deck. Still a lot of fastballs from McAllister.
Well, the right fielder certainly could have some issues. I don't know how much that affected Reynolds, but that hop was just really vicious.
Yeah, I think a ball in the ground. I don't think that bothered him. I think it was the hop. It did come up on him. So another break. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, David, when the Mariners are on a good run right now. Similar to the run the Indians were on when the Mariners were in Cleveland.
Don't we remember that?
Well, things are going the Mariners' way now, which is good to see.
Justin Smoke 1 for 6 against the 25-year-old McAllister.
Having a good month of July, hitting .333 in the month. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs in 16 games.
Seager gets a 2-base hit and an RBI. Mariners have runners at second and third now. Franklin scoring from first. 25 doubles. Kyle Seager. Hall, he's got some room. They missed that one. Another break for the Mariners. Wow.
Well, that's 3 fly balls over in that area, and he has struggled with all 3 of them. He made a catch against Brad Miller, to start, and now there's a routine play. He has to catch that. It's an error.
E5, and Brantley had a good beat on it too.
Well, the outfielder, the outfielder can help you out. He needs to call him off right there. But Chisenhall has struggled, and maybe the Mariners can take advantage of it.
Smoke trying to give the Mariners the lead here in the first. Two and two. Whatever Terry's chewing, I wonder if he's had to do a reload.
I've seen him put about 3 pieces of bubble gum in there so far.
Two. Here we go again. Wow, that was an adventure as well. Holy mackerel. A run on one hit, 2 errors, 2 left. 1-1 ball game. Great 1-run ball, a walk, and 2 strikeouts as the Mariners win it 2-1 in the opener against Cleveland. Time for Sterling Beck. Nobody works harder for you. And the Mariners pitching during the 7-game win streak. scintillating. 7-0, 63 innings, an ERA sub 3. Strikeout to walk ratio is great. And the Poets batting average just 251.
They pitched really well, and a lot of it has been the starters. The starters are 7-0 over that period, and their ERA, I don't know, around 1.6. So it has been impressive. What do you think, Dan?
First pitch to Carlos Santana. Fouled off. Good to have you, Dan Wilson, with us. Good to have you with us, Daniel.
Maybe they'll turn your mic on here in a minute, Danny, and we'll get you on the air.
1-1 ball game. Carlos Santana, Mark Reynolds, and Lonnie Chisenhall. This one fouled back. Santana, switch hitter, DHing tonight. Catches and also plays some first base for Cleveland. He is second in the league in walks, 55. Only Miguel Cabrera has more. Cabrera's got 63. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out. So Ramirez now with 3 Ks here. One down in the second.
Well, he's come out throwing a lot of strikes. 24 pitches, 19 of them strikes, which is what you want to see. And you like to see him on the edges of the plate. Gave up a couple of hits in the first, a couple of pitches that were in the middle of the plate, but much better here, the first hitter in the second. And I think the hope is that he settles down quickly. You mentioned that all the starters have been on a pretty good run. They like to get Ramirez back to what he does best, and that is throwing strikes. That's what he's done throughout his career in the minor leagues. Good start here to the second.
There's Mark Reynolds. He looks at a strike. Mark Reynolds off to a terrific start in April and May, but has struggled since the middle of May. Has not been getting a lot of playing time. He is one of the big home run all or nothing guys like Adam Dutt. Strikeout or home run. And Dan Wilson, good to have you with us here again. How you been?
Good, guys. It's good to be here. Been fun to watch these boys the last 7 games. Boy, they're playing some good baseball.
Yeah, have you seen some of it?
Yeah.
Good. I know you've been running around watching Eli play a little baseball himself. So I'm not sure how much Mariners you've been watching.
Well, I've been watching a little bit of the Mariners. Yeah,
they're scoring some runs.
Yeah, they're scoring some runs. The pitching's been great. I mean, anytime you put pitching and timely hitting together, you're going to win some games consistently, and that's what they've been able to do. We saw some of the pitching numbers earlier, but scoring over 5 runs per game in this 7-game stretch, and lots of home runs. So it's they're putting things together here in the middle of the season.
Watching Chisenhall have a nightmare trying to catch pop-ups. You ever see another catcher? Maybe you had it happen to you trying with a bunch of pop-ups in a game like that.
I tell you what, the foul ball pop-up, and Mike, you can attest to this too. Boy, it does a lot of movement because of the spin on the ball. It does take some funny routes, and as a catcher, you take that into consideration. The ball comes back to you, but when it's down the line, it'll run towards the outfield a little bit, and you have to take that into consideration. And Chisenhall getting an early education on what the foul pop-ups do.
Ground ball down to Miller. Goes over to Smoke. 2 down.
Mike, you played in Oakland where you have a ton of foul ground over there, and the ball can do a lot of dancing.
And you can't give up on any of them. So I just think that sometimes when we were talking about Chisenhall, I thought Brantley had a chance to call him off and help him out. It was an easier play for him. I know when you and I were playing, you always wanted me to call you off, get you out of the way.
Yeah, why not? You had an easier time.
It's an easier play.
Slicing base hit by Chisenhall. Backhanded by Raul. 3rd hit for Cleveland.
What are some of the things you think Ramirez needs to do to be successful? Struggled in his first outing.
Yeah, I think, obviously throwing strikes. I think his last outing against Boston, he walked 4 guys, which is very uncharacteristic for Ramirez. And as Carl Willis goes out now to give him a little bit of a chat here with 2 outs and a runner at first. But obviously throwing strikes. We saw some good changeups early in this ball game to the left-handers. I think that's been it's going to be a key for him as he goes through this lineup. But obviously just being able to throw strikes and stay consistent with that. Anytime you're in the big league level and you give free passes, they're going to come around to hurt you, especially against a team like Boston. And And that's what did hurt him. So I think he's beginning to iron that out.
It's such a fine line, isn't it, though, Dan? You talk about Ramirez and throwing strikes and walking 4 batters in his last outing, but then you have to also throw quality strikes. You can't just throw the ball in the middle of the plate because you want to throw strikes.
Absolutely. You got to be able to hit your corners. He's got great movement on his fastball. We've seen that. And as long as he can use that to get the ground balls, work on the outer thirds of the plate, move that ball around, get those left-handed hitters off the plate, up and in, and be able to use that changeup, I think he's going to have some success.
Going after catcher Yan Gomes right now. Counted 1-1. Gomes had a huge day Monday, May 20th. 2 home runs against the Mariners. Solo shot in the second, a game winner. 3-run bomb in the 10th inning. Mariners lost that game 10-8. This one well hit down the line, a lot of carry, and it is gone. Upper deck. So Yan Gomes does it again to the Mariners. 2-run homer. It's home run number 7. So that's 3. Boy, oh boy, 3 of the 7 home runs against the Mariners.
It's on a 1-1 count. It's an off-speed pitch. We'll take a look at it. They want the ball down and away, and that's just a bad changeup. 83 miles an hour. You can see it run right back into the inner half of the plate. I'm sure that's an area in the scouting reports they want to stay away from him, and you can see Zunino set up on the outer half of the plate, so that's a mistake by Ramirez.
Line drive the other way by Michael Bourne. 3 consecutive hits by the Cleveland Indians.
We saw it last night, Dan, with Morales. Mariners were on the good side of it, but those changeups, you leave them up and they are middle in, most of the time you're not going to get that ball back. And we saw it last night with Morales, and then just now with Gomes.
Yeah, and especially when a right-hander throws a changeup to a right-hander, you got to make sure that ball stays on the outside corner. Tendency for that changeup is to run back onto the plate or run down and into a right-hander that we saw like with Gomes, but be able to keep that ball on the outside corner is key.
Ball 1 to Nick Swisher, struck out his first time.
Scratch our head a little bit here in the first 2 innings. Then he gets 2 quick outs, gives up a run in the first, 2 quick outs here in the second. He gives up a couple of runs so far.
And that might have had something to do with the visit from Carl Willis as well. He gets the first 2 outs and then base hit, and maybe Carl trying to stop a little damage there in the second inning that he saw in the first inning. But
got a 1-1 count here to Nick Swisher. 1-2. Bourne not a big lead at all. Two and 2 with 2 outs and a first.
Ramirez going after Swisher with some changeups. Got him early in the first at bat. Punched him out with a couple of changeups. Still going at him with that changeup.
I think that your initial comment about it, Dan, is right. I like his changeup. He had a good one in the first, and he still has a good one. I think I like it better to the left-handers, though, just because of the run on it. I don't think he's going to make as many mistakes with that changeup to the left-handers.
Good point. It's running away from him. You're in a much better position. If it runs off the plate from a left-hander, there's no harm done. If it runs onto the plate to a right-hander, that's when you're going to get into trouble.
2-run homer by Yan Gomes to put Cleveland back in front. It's 3-1. 2-2 pitch here to Swisher. Runner goes. Swung on and missed, and that'll do it. The Indians strike for 2 more runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left to the home second. 3-1 Cleveland. Cleveland Indians and the Mariners hope that this good weather continues, and it looks like it's going to tomorrow afternoon. Mariners will wrap up the series against the Indians, a special 12:40 start time. So why not set the out-of-office message and set it that you're going to be here at Safeco Field. Head on over here for an afternoon matinee. Enjoy Mariner baseball under the sun. Go to mariners.com for your tickets. Michael Saunders leads it off and fouls off the first pitch from Zach McAllister. Saunders, Zunino, and Ackley 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Mariners. First inning RBI by Cabrera, 2-run homer by Gomes in the second. The Mariners in the first get an RBI double from Kyle Seager.
How about the ball this guy hit in Houston, Mike? Wow.
Home run in any other ballpark that I could think of. Maybe Detroit?
Maybe.
Yeah, that would have been a poke in center field,
yeah.
even the current Comerica for sure.
I think any other ballpark, it's a home run.
No doubt.
I still think he had a chance for an inside the park home run. He slipped and fell coming around second, and it looked like he was really starting to turn it on. So they had a couple of chances to keep that streak alive, but it ended right there. But Michael hit 415, 420 feet.
Saunders had a 10-game hit streak in last night. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a couple of groundouts to second. And Saunders strikes out. First K tonight for 25-year-old Zach McAllister. One down here in the second. Now's your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @RootsSports_NW. We'll answer some of them later on in the ball game. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson joining us right above the A at Safeco Field with Chris and Robbie and Bubba and the whole gang up here in the booth. How about Zunino? Homered yesterday. Got an 0-2 pitch up in his eyes and just all over.
I like that he was aggressive last night. We've seen him take a number of pitches, kind of feeling his way through the big leagues and figuring things out. And last night he was aggressive. He had jumped on a first pitch fastball his first time up and doubled in the left field corner. And then he ends up hitting this home run on a fastball again that was up. There you can see right in the middle of the plate. Hits it into the bullpen, the Indians bullpen.
2-1 to Mike.
Get a chance to see those quick hands on that swing blow. Really pulled him in nicely and hit that ball into the bullpen.
And I think sometimes, Dan, you get bogged down with so much information. He's a good athlete. I think sometimes you just have to be an athlete, go up to the plate and get your hacks in. A good breaking ball from McAllister. He hasn't thrown many of them.
2-2 the count.
Well, as you know, sometimes your best swings are the reaction swings, especially on balls in. You look away, but you react to that ball in. Looked like he just reacted to that ball in and drove it.
Well, he's strong. You come out here and you watch him take batting practice. He consistently hits a number of the baseballs up into the second deck here during batting practice. So that power is there. I think that the Mariners will see that with a little bit of time. You and I have talked about it. He has a lot on his plate being a catcher, and his hitting you would think would come a little bit slower, and it has. But I still feel pretty good about his situation as an offensive player, along with all the great work he's done defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. I think your first priorities behind the plate is to work with your pitching staff, your starters, your relievers, get to know them, get them through a ball game, and try to make them better on the mound.
2-2, foul back.
And you have your obviously your responsibilities in blocking the ball, which he does very well, throwing the ball, which he's done well.
And then like those things that he does.
Yeah, I do, and I think he's done a nice job of those. He's definitely getting his feet wet, and the more experience he's going to get, the better he's going to get at those things as well. But he's done a nice job of those already. But kind of your fourth priority becomes your hitting, and we're starting to see that come around.
In the dirt, full count to Zunino with Dustin Ackley on deck.
The big block last night in the ninth inning to keep that runner at second base, and we've talked about it a little bit. Does a nice job of getting his shoulders turned and keeping that ball in front of him. If you keep your shoulders square, a lot of times it'll hit you, go up the line, either the third base or the first base line. But he does a good job of getting his shoulders around the ball and keeping that ball right in front of him around home plate.
Mike works a walk, second walk issued by McAllister. See what Dustin Ackley can do with the man aboard. With a base hit to center field. Fifth inning last night. Both teams were 0 for 7 last night, runners in scoring position.
The pitching was pretty good last night. 3 home runs. Fortunate that the Mariners had 2 of them, which has been a big part of this current winning streak that they're on.
And 2 to Dustin. Talked about it during the open. There's what the Mariners have been so successful here in the month of July. 12-5, hitting .277. Slap to Chisenhall. See if they can double up Zunino. He's back safely. Ball gets away. And he's going to get down to second. That'll be the third error tonight by the Cleveland Indians.
2 of them by Chisenhall now.
So 2 outs. Line out 5 at E5. Zunino to second.
A little bit of a short hop over at first. Mark Reynolds trying to get out there as far as he could to knock it down.
Two errors by Chisenhall tonight. Umpire to Brad Miller. Talking about streaks. Boston took out Tampa Bay 6-2, so that ends the Rays run at 6 consecutive wins. Dodgers continue to win. They beat Toronto. They outlast them 10-9, so that's 5 in a row for them. Tough night for Chisenhall thus far, but he does have a base hit. To Miller. Greg Franklin waits. 2 outs. pitch, walks, and 2 men aboard for Nick Franklin.
We talked about the walks. The Mariners already here working in the second inning. They have 3 walks in the game. And once again, they are making the starting pitcher throw a lot of pitches early in the game. 45 pitches thrown by McAllister with a couple of outs here in the second.
That's a big turnaround.
It has been. It's been a big key. And one of the things I was talking about with the Mariners, even though they've struggled this year with runners in scoring position, by adding these walks and the threat of the home run, they just keep creating more opportunities for themselves, and eventually, and they have lately, come through in those situations. And at the end of the night, you might see a 2 for 9 or a 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but they just keep giving themselves more chances.
Yeah, that makes it for a tougher outing for a pitcher as well. He's a little bit more in pressure situations when you got an extra guy out there on the bases. So walks are huge. I think the thing that's strange about McAllister, it's his 22nd walk on the season for left-handed hitters. Only his 3rd with Zunino's walk for right-handed hitters. So very strange diversity in walks. And usually you would think with a right-hander out there, he would not walk the left-handers, but he has. So Mariner left-handers should be patient tonight off McAllister.
I think one of the things that we've seen is he throws a lot of fastball. There are a lot of two-seam fastballs, and it looks like when he's missing off the plate away.
Left field for Bradley. Takes care of it. That'll do it. No runs, no hits, and there are 2 men left. To the 3rd we go. 3-1 Indians. Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Good to have you back with us. Beautiful night here at Safeco Field. Indians lead at 3-1. Jason Kipnis lead it off. Looks at a strike. He doubled to the right center field gap his first time. Scored on the RBI single by Cabrera. The early 1-0 Tribe lead. Seager tied it up in the home first, and then Cleveland reclaimed the lead. Yan Gomes, 2-run homer in the second. Two and one. Strike 2. Kipnis, remember Mike used to hold that bat flat out? He doesn't do it as much now. He's a lot quicker on the load now.
Right. He doesn't hold it there quite as long. And I think that maybe has a lot to do with the success he's having. Just one less movement that he has to get started as the pitcher's throwing the ball at him.
Watch those down there watching. Takes a BP. Very quick to the ball. One out. He puts that away.
Wasn't able to get on top of this fastball. It's above the belt.
And bring up Asdrubal Cabrera. Ramirez, second time he's facing Cleveland. This is his first start. That relief stint back on April 17th last year. It's 2/3 of an inning and a 9-8 Mariner loss. Back up this way. Ramirez pitched for the Aqua Sox on July 11th versus Vancouver. Allowed 2 runs in 5 1/3, 1 earned run.
A lot of off-speed pitches from him.
2-2.
That was the first fastball to Cabrera. Everything else had been changeup or slider. So he's definitely mixing in a lot of those changeups.
Two pitch. Inside, full count. Ramirez just walked 4. Hasn't struck out 4, hasn't walked anybody.
See Mike Zunino give that a little extra pause as he caught that one.
Base hit through the hole. 2 for 2 night for Cabrera. Let's take a look at our CenturyLink link to what's next. Wrap up this series with the day game tomorrow. Scott Kazmir against Safeco Joe Saunders. Mike, Saunders on a very nice run here.
He has been, and there's a lot of talk about him struggling on the road and pitching well here at Safeco. He's pitching well everywhere at this point, and I think when we were talking about it, he and Iwakuma and Felix pitched the 3 games before the break when they swept the Angels. The same thing happened in Houston. The same 3 guys. All 3 of them on a good run now, Dan. That's something encouraging as you're coming to the ballpark. Good starting pitching, and then Harang backed it up again last night.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that we've talked about in the past is how that stuff is contagious, and you get some good starting pitching. Aaron Harang picks up on that last night and has an outstanding outing as well. And these guys feed off of each other, and when you got your big 3 at the top pitching well, the other 2 guys in that rotation really want to pitch well as well also.
We were getting our bags when we got in the other night. Harang said, "I can't mess this up, man. I got to keep this going."
Well, he did. The thing I was worried about with him is that it had been so long since he'd pitched.
Yeah, that's tough.
He didn't pitch in the 3 games before the break, and then you have the 4 days off. Didn't pitch in Houston. 10 days. Can be tough.
Can really go either way. It looked like it went to the positive for Aaron last night. Sometimes they can really use that rest and take that 10 days and get themselves right and get out there with a good outing, and that's what he did. Sometimes it does mess you up, but starting pitching has been unbelievable.
Harang ran his record to 5 and 8. Strong 7-inning performance, 4 hits, 1 run. He's earned a walk and 2 strikeouts, 99 pitches, 67 for strikes. 2-1 to Bradley. 3-1. Back-to-back 3-ball counts here. On deck is Carlos Santana.
Well, the Indians will make you work. They're 3rd in the league in walks, 4th in on-base percentage, so they're going to make you work.
First walk issued by Ramirez. Tried brewing something here. 1 out, 2 on. Santana struck out his first time. Mariners could really use that double play. Santana's bounced into 3 of them on the season. Drives this one. Raul is under just short of the track. Raul throws to second. Tagging is Cabrera. He goes to third. 2 outs. Going to bring up Mark Reynolds. Reynolds with Baltimore last year. 23 home runs, 69 RBIs. That was coming off of 37 and 86 the year before. It's a big-time home run threat. Had some good years in Arizona. 32 and 85, 44 and 102, 28 and 97, and 17 and 62. So he's got big time pop. Slow roller. Nice play by Brett Miller. So Ramirez gets out of what could have been an ugly situation. Hangs a 0 on the board. This beautiful night. Still plenty of sunshine left here in Seattle. It's just a little bit after 8 o'clock Pacific. Safeco Field Friday, August 9th. On-field luncheon. It's going to honor the newest member of the Mariners Hall of Fame, Ken Griffey Jr. Make sure you're there. Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, and other special guests will be there to recognize the outstanding career of number 24. Space is limited, so get your spot right now. Mariners.com/HOF. Raul Ibanez to lead it off. Ibanez, Morales, and Seager. 3, 4, and 5 against Zach McAllister. Raul popped out to short. Mariners run came on a Kyle Seager. 2 out. Bad hop double over the head of first baseman Mark Reynolds. 1 and 2. They've got the Mariners on the board after Cabrera put Cleveland ahead with a base hit in the first, and then Yan Gomes hit his 3rd home run this season against the Mariners, a 2-run shot. And Gomes' home run coming in the 2nd. Yankees had a 3-0 lead. Texas caught them in passing. Then the Yankees rallied to win 5-4 at Texas with Rivera getting the save. Texas picking up Matt Garza yesterday. Rivera got the win. Ground ball foul. Cleveland Indians 2.5 behind Detroit coming into today. I asked Terry Francona, can he catch Detroit? The Tribes just 3-9 against the Tigers. He says, I don't know, but we'll try to harass him as much as possible.
Any word on how long Cabrera for the Tigers is going to be out?
I haven't seen that. There's a drive to the gap, left center field indeed. Good carry there for Raul Ibanez off the fence. Boy, did he drive that one a long way. His 12th double. Good start to the Mariners' third. And as you know, Raul, a big fan favorite here in Seattle.
Well, he tried to go to the opposite field for his 25th home run. Is able to get on top of a fastball. It's actually a ball. Pitches way up there, but Raul gives it a good ride. Into left center field, into the middle of the fence. One of the things, Dan, I've noticed with Raul this year is for a left-handed hitter, he probably can get on that high fastball as well as anybody. Unusual.
Yeah, usually a left-handed hitter likes that ball down and in. And I'll tell you what, you're right, that pitch right there up above the strike zone, really, I think. And you take a look at his swing here, he just stays right on top of it. And as you know, Mike, when you're hitting the ball the other way, when the ball is elevated, it makes it so much easier. But Raul he's got such power the other way, and that ball hit a long way. But he's able to get on top of it.
This game number 100, Raul has just been sensational.
Oh, he's been everything and then some the Mariners could have hoped for. I think one, just the fact that he's played as much as he has played.
Yeah.
We were breaking spring training. We were wondering how much he was going to play. Occasionally against a right-hander, you know.
This is his 78th game.
Because of the injuries, Gutierrez has been gone, Morris out. He's worked his way in the lineup, and now they can't get him out of there. He's hitting third for him every day. It's causing some major damage for him.
2-2 to Morales. I think you like that call. Reached on an error by second baseman Jason Kipnis his first time. That one to the gap. Long run. Brantley not going to get it. Raul will score easily. And Kendrys Morales with an RBI double. A 3-2 ball game. These guys have been great all year. For Morales, another RBI, is 57th and the 23rd double.
Well, no surprise to see Morales get a base hit with a runner in scoring position. He's been up around that 350 mark all year. Almost an identical pitch to the one that Ibanez hit. You see this one hits off the warning track and into the Mariner bullpen. Danny Farquhar, look out. This high fastball.
Seager to the gap in right center field. Here comes Morales. The relay is not into. Oh, he got him. I thought he got the foot in before the tag.
It looked like Gomes maybe threw a shin guard in there to stop his slide. And I'm not sure that his foot did get in there as Robbie Thompson comes out to argue the play. Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson tonight calls Morales out. It was a good relay play by the Indians. Take another look at this. Kipnis, the second baseman, as he fires it to home. One hop strike.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He dropped that shin guard. Good timing on that, Dan.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Gomes. At the play, you could see Morales kind of limp away from the play at home plate. That shin guard, they went knee to knee and knocked Morales' momentum off the plate. And nice job by Gomes to catch that ball, drop the knee, and then make the tag to get Morales.
Morales didn't beef either. Nice play by Gomes, who had a 2-run homer earlier. That fine play keeps it at 1-run lead. for the Tribe. In tight. Smoke.
I'll tell you, key for that play, Mike, and that you mentioned it, the throw from Kipnis. Even though it hopped far enough outside to where Gomes knew he was going to get a nice easy play from it. If that's a short hop, that's a lot tougher play for a catcher. I don't know if he's going to have the timing with the knee drop that he did. So good throw by Kipnis.
Excellent point. So many times you see guys, they try to throw it all the way in the air, and that's when they get the short hop, but took advantage of skipping it off the grass, giving him a good look at it, at the entire play.
Three straight hits here in the third.
You take a look at this relay. Swisher to Kipnis. Now watch his throw. Gets a good hop out in front. And you can see Gomes catch that ball and then drop that knee and stop Morales. If that's a short hop, Mike, I don't think he's going to be able to do that.
I would agree. Well, you could see on the relay the throw from Swisher to Kipnis. Swisher tried to throw it to him in the air, and it was a little bit of a short hop for him. Picked it cleanly. Middle infielders typically can handle that. Nick did a good job of cutting the ball off and getting rid of it quickly back into the infield to let Kipnis make a play.
Changed up on him 2-2. Throw down to first. Back safely as Seager. Smoke strikes out for out number 2. Second strikeout for McAllister.
That's a good throw from Gomes. A good pitch to do it on, down and in to Smoke. He's able to just keep his momentum going, stay to a knee, and make a strong throw down there right on the money. But Seager alert to that. Sometimes when you get a strikeout like that, you might catch a runner napping. But good throw from Gomes.
How quickly is it the pitch maybe, Dan, where that kind of gets his momentum going that way, or do you think he was going to snap throw it early on? When do you make that decision that you're going to snap throw it down there? Because it looked to me that pitch breaking down and in to Justin just kind of took him that way, and that's when he threw it down there.
I think usually as a catcher you kind of notice if a guy's getting a good, strong, and aggressive secondary, to where if you get a pitch that you like, then you're able to make that throw, and it looked like it was kind of the perfect storm. It was a good pitch down and in, and he just kept his momentum going, and he knew that he wanted to try to take a chance at Seager. Sometimes there's a play on that the first baseman and the catcher will have a sign for, but I think in this case it was just Gomes taking a chance at trying to get Seager.
77 miles an hour for a called strike 2 on Saunders. Ball 1. Saunders, he gaps one. Seager's going to run. Bourne cuts it off. Getting to second with the double is Michael Saunders. So the Mariners with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Good spot here for Mike Zunino. Double for Saunders, his 13th.
Well, Michael's been swinging the bat much better lately. Had a 10-game hitting streak that was snapped last night, but he stays with it. This is an off-speed pitch, and it's down, and Michael stays with it, doesn't pull off of it. And a good job by the Indians to cut the ball off. If it gets through that gap, you can see Kyle, he would have scored easily on the play. Next pitch for McAllister will be 70 as he works here in the third.
Visit from pitching coach Mickey Callaway.
Well, a lot of fastballs. You can see 76% of his pitches have been fastballs. Again, for McAllister, he went on the DL on June 8th, so this is his first start coming back for the Indians since then. Not particularly sharp in this one.
Two out there for Zunino. 2 outs.
Mariners so far 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Zunino worked the walk back in his first plate appearance in the second inning. Robbie Thompson on the right, the acting manager. Carl Willis, pitching coach, with Eric Wedge in the hospital resting. Hopefully we'll get him back the next couple of days. That pitch in there for strike 1-1. Gets through. Here comes Seager. He will score. Tie ball game. Down to third goes Michael Saunders. So a wild pitch ties it up.
Dan, as you know, when things are going your way, we saw the bad hot double by Seager to get the first run for the Mariners, and we've seen some of this actually a number of times when we were in Houston, and now the Indians helping out the Mariners again, giving them a run with 2 outs and a runner at third.
Yeah, it's a tough block for Gomes, but you're right. That's a good break for the Mariners. That ball just scoots underneath the glove.
Fouled into the glove of Gomes by Zunino. Count at 2-2.
And you and I were having dinner. We were talking about it. Just saying sometimes the ball just needs to bounce your way. And right now, in this little run the Mariners have been on, it certainly has happened for them.
Yeah.
2-2. Hit it the other way. Base hit. Mike Zunino delivers with a 2-out RBI. Mariners lead 4-3. Mike picking up his 9th RBI.
Oh, Mariners having a good night hitting with runners in scoring position here early in the game. Now they're 4 for 6. And we saw Mike Zunino pull the ball a couple of times last night, a double and a home run. This time going the other way, short swing. Trying to put the ball in play and drive in a run. And he's able to do it. And it goes back to just creating opportunities.
Yep.
Ackley looks at strike 1.
Mariners with 5 hits in this inning, 3 doubles. Matt Albers, right-hander, getting loose in the pen for the Indians. And a lot of pitches from McAllister, 75 of them. Still working in the third.
Ackley grounds one down to Kipnis. Throws him out, but a great inning for the Mariners. Run on 5 hits. A couple of runs, 3 runs on 5 hits, beg your pardon. No errors, a wild pitch, and a man left. Mariners have the lead now, 4-3. Sports being brought to you by Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. By Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. And by Jack in the Box. Go to a Jack in the Box near you with Jack's new Big Stack Burger. They're having their fun here at Safeco Field. Good to see the youngsters out here enjoying summertime. Beautiful summertime weather as the Mariners score 3 times. Get back in front of Cleveland as we go to the 4th. That's off the plate, ball 1. Nalani Chisenhall, the third baseman, has got a single tonight and a run scored. Francisco Rodriguez obtained by the Orioles. For infield prospect Nick Delmonico. That'll be interesting. We'll see K-Rod next week on the road trip. That'll take us to Boston and Baltimore. On 1 pitch. Fielded nicely by Slope. One out. One down here in the top of the 4th. AT&T trivia time. Let's see who has most RBI in Cleveland Indians history. Jim Thome, Earl Averill, Tris Speaker, Albert Bell.
Boy, that's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
I think wow. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go. Those are all outstanding players. I think I'm going to go with Albert Bell.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with Thome.
Down the line. Foul. Off the bat of Yan Gomes. 1-1 pitch. His first time up. Hit a 2-run homer.
Well, I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go Tris Speaker.
Okay. It's a very impressive list put together. 0-2. Ramirez thought he had it, so did Zunino. Didn't miss by much. So Mariner RBIs tonight. Seager's got 1. Morales has driven in a run. Zunino's driven in a run. 4th run scored on a wild pitch. Cabrera, RBI in the 1st, RBI single, and this man Gomes a 2-run homer in the 2nd. Gomes the catcher hitting in the 9 hole at the top of the order. Michael Bourne, he waits. Fly ball left field, driving Raul back towards the track. He's on the track, makes the catch. 2 outs.
I think Ramirez ended up getting away with one again. Mike Zunino calling for the fastball on the outside corner, and this pitch ends up on the inside corner. This time it is the fastball and jams him just enough. Hit the changeup out of the ballpark for the 2-run home run. That was in a similar location.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Seeing how Gomes has been able to turn on the changeup and the fastball in there, I think the game plan must be to stay away from them. They're just not able to execute those pitches and keep it out there.
Michael Bourne 1 for 2. Fly to center, base hit to left.
It's a big inning to get back in that dugout, Mike, after regaining the lead.
Well, I think so, and I think for Ramirez too. You look at this game so far, they score a run in the first, 2 in the 2nd. Runner in scoring position again with a base hit and a walk in the 3rd. He just needs to get a clean inning, Dan. Pitch count climbing on him. Get some confidence. Yep. Quick 1, 2, 3.
Two and 1. Three and 1 to Bourne. It came up Phillies organization, 2 years there, then went to Houston from 08 to 2011, Atlanta the last 2 years, and now Cleveland. 3-1. Smoke feeds Ramirez. Clean inning. 1-2-3 go the Indians in the fourth. Mariners lead it 4-3. When we get back, it'll be the top of the order. Brett Miller, Nick Franklin, and Raul Ibanez.
Have taken the lead 4-3. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. Newly acquired Matt Garza will take the mound tomorrow for the Texas Rangers. Tonight, they were taking on the Yankees, and they were calling on Joe Nathan to close out those Yanks, but Nathan blows the save, then loses the game. It's former Husky Brent Lillibridge singling home Eduardo Nunez, and the Yankees get 2 in the top of the ninth, and guys, no surprise, Mariano Rivera comes in to close it.
That he did. All right, Angie, thank you very much. See if the Mariners can add on here. Get a 1-run lead. Brett Miller leads off. It'll be Miller, Franklin, and Ibanez. Fly ball towards the line. Brantley has it measured. Well, we have an Ask the Booth question. How many gloves did you travel with, boys?
Let's see. I had my gamer and one that I was breaking in to become my gamer at some point, and that was it.
I'm trying to remember. At one point, I had my catching glove, which was my gamer, Dan.
That one didn't get a lot of use, though.
One spring training in the bullpen was plenty, Dan. But I still carried it just in case.
Franklin shoots one to left field. Brantley is there for out number 2.
Had my third baseman's glove, first baseman glove, outfield glove, so 4.
Did you ever have like a backup infield glove or a backup outfield glove that you were getting ready?
Just an infield glove, yeah. So 5 gloves. Always had a backup infield glove just in case it breaks or something like that, or getting it ready for the next year.
Yeah.
But
how long did it take you guys to break those gloves in?
Well, my catcher's glove didn't take any time. I ended up getting it from Dave Valley. I had Val break it in for me, and I just took it, so that was easy. I think I did the same thing with my outfield glove. I think I ended up getting that one from Richie Amaral. Gave me an outfield glove, I believe.
Perfect.
It was already broken in?
Already broken in. So I broke in my first baseman's glove. It didn't a week. It was good to go, and there's a bunch of gloves for the guys. My gamer, though, I usually gave it a solid year before I felt comfortable taking it into a game.
What kind of stuff did you do to loosen it up or anything? I mean,
played catch with it. Take grounders. Didn't put anything in it.
You didn't put any neat's foot oil or any of that kind of stuff? Rubber band, wrap it up, and all of that? Wow.
No, didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I'd go a little shaving cream.
Raul. It's one high and deep and foul.
I'd get the
shaving cream?
The new stiff one, yeah. Shaving cream with aloe in it. and rub it all over the glove. Put a couple balls in there overnight with a sanitary sock, just kind of tighten it up. And then after that blow, I was with you. I just played catch with it. So I used my gamer only in the game, and I would, during BP and everything else, I'd use the new glove that I was breaking in, and it was ready to go.
It did go, and Raul taps himself in the helmet. Wish he hadn't done that. 1-2-3 go the Mariners in the fourth. They lead it 4-3. They got 3 runs on 5 hits, plus a wild pitch helping the cause. That was in the 3rd inning. Nick Swisher will lead it off for the Indians, followed by Jason Kipnis and Asdrubal Cabrera against Erasmo Ramirez. Ramirez has had Swisher's number so far. He struck him out twice. It's going to be a tough play. It's going to get down, base hit. Leadoff man's aboard here in the 5th as we revisit our AT&T trivia question. The RBI leader all time for the Cleveland Indians. Mike went with Tommy. Dan went with Tris Speaker. I went with Albert Bell. The fans ran with Jim Tomey. Survey says Earl Averill played for Cleveland from 1929 to 1941. 1,084 RBIs.
I knew that was going to be a tough question to get, but I didn't think that we would all miss.
Wow, we stepped right around it, didn't we?
Earl of Snohomish. Tim Tomey, Matt Lajoie, Hal Trotsky, Tris Speaker, Albert Bell was 10th. One to one the count. Jason Kipnis, the second baseman, 1 for 2 with a first inning double. Two and one. Bouncing ball. Franklin to Miller. Nice turn to the double play.
That was a really good play by Nick Franklin. You can see with a ball that was hugging the ground, it looked like it came up on Nick, but he was able to stay with it.
Take a look at our money tree in time play.
Now watch Nick on this. It looked like the ball from up here where we're at, it came up on him a little bit, and it does right there. You can see it handcuff him, but able to stay with it. Another reason why it's always a good idea to use 2 hands. Right there is a great example of it. Gets control of it and gets the ball to Brad in plenty of time so he can clear the base. and make a strong throw to first. Good play by Nick Franklin.
I don't think that ball ever made the pocket of the glove. Looked like it kind of rolled up on the thumb, and he was able to grip it and rip it.
There's Cabrera, 2 for 2 tonight, got an RBI in the first inning. Good catch, 1-1. Ramirez this far struck out 4, walked 1, giving up a home run to Gomes, 2-run shot. And there for a strike. Good pitch, 2-2. Time called. That is a foul ball. One more on Earl of Snohomish. Late debut at age 27, 10 years with the Tribe. About that home run in his first at bat, and inducted to the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in 1975. Look at that. Still leading in 4 offensive categories for the Tribe. 2-2, 2 outs. Fly ball left field, pretty deep. Raul going back on the track. He's there. A double play, big help for Ramirez. Nothing across for the Indians. You see him breathing a big sigh of relief. He's got a 1-run lead. For the Mariners. Mariners this year 13-16 in 1-run games. The Indians are 18-12. And Mike, they got a spot reserved for you, pal. If you're interested.
That would be no.
I know my oldest son did that. I declined the invitation. It'll be Morales, Seager, and Smoke 4, 5, and 6 here for the Mariners. Morales behind 0-2.
Dan, what's the plan if that cable breaks?
I hope he's a swimmer.
Ball 2 strikes. Kipnis boots that one. Morales not a fast runner, and that was a break for Kipnis. It would have been his second error tonight.
Well, we were talking about it, Dave, in the first inning when he made the error with Morales. He didn't get after it right away and just gave up on the play of Morales. I think he had to play on it again, but this time he gets to it quickly. And able to throw out Kendrick, so he learned a little bit of something after that first inning.
Yeah, I said the same thing over on the radio side. I think if you'd have gone after it, you'd have still gotten Morales, and he doesn't get fooled by that again.
Two for two night for Kyle Seager. RBI double in the first. Base hit to right. In the third, a double is down the line. Bat hop the first baseman Mark Reynolds. Gallister struggling.
Seeing that shot of Francona. Certain managers that you see that as a player, you know, it would be easy and fun to play for that manager, and you get that impression with Terry, don't you, Dan?
Yeah, and I think that was really the reputation he had in Boston. A great guy to play for, one that the players loved, and I think you're right.
Big part of his job managing that clubhouse.
That's really the biggest part of any manager's job, I think, is managing the clubhouse, and I think he does a great job at it.
I think, you know, for years they were talking about Joe Torre and manager of the year and whether it should get or not because they're loaded.
That will get down a 3 for 3 night for Kyle Seager.
But I think you have to consider what you said. It's an important part of all managers' jobs, and sometimes as you know, there are certain clubhouses that are more difficult to deal with than others. And I think you have to give those guys credit for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, sometimes it's team chemistry. It just kind of evolves, and you don't know whether when you got a group of veterans, if they're all going to mesh. And sometimes you put a group of players on paper, and it looks like they're going to be a great team, but they just don't play together very well, and that makes the manager's job real tough.
Certainly was tough for Terry in September of 2011. The Red Sox collapsed right after Labor Day, and then he wound up leaving and then doing TV for a year. So it's good to have him back running a ball club. He's in Cleveland. Really likes it there. Good situation. They cleaned a lot. They had a lot of turnover since we saw these guys last year.
Yeah, this is his third stop, right, as a manager. Philly.
Yep.
Yeah, Philly, Boston, and now here.
Yeah, I met Terry back in '99 when he was with the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins and those guys were just coming up.
Just, you know, you think about managers, and probably the most important thing is for them, whoever it is that they are, and whatever their personality is, to be consistent with that, Dan. But they're also human beings, and at times you have your challenges, and I give guys that are able to stay on whatever that is. And you know, Lou was more fiery and that whole thing, but at least he was consistent with it. You knew where you were at.
Blows it by the shift. Nice job by Smoke. Digging for third is Seager. Throw by Swisher's offline to the Mariners in business. One out, runners at the corners. Base hit for Smoke.
That was a good play by Kyle. Nobody at third. They had the shift on for Justin. Justin able to beat the shift by hitting this ball hard through the infield. Good hitting, too. That's a changeup running away from him. See the diving effort by Cabrera, the shortstop. But Kyle saying there was nobody in front of him. It was actually the pitcher, McAllister, that went over there to catch the ball at third.
Yeah, a heads up play by McAllister. I think he started over there to back up third like he normally would and realized there was nobody there to back up. He better take the bag.
Good spot here for Saunders, who doubled to right center his last time up. 1 for 2.
Mariners having a good night in these situations. 4 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Be a good spot for him. Michael, tough guy to try to double up. Runs well.
Strike 101. Season best 7-game winning streak for the Mariners. They've won 12 of their last 17. They're down 5 games below 500. Trying to get Ramirez some more runs. Good night in this category tonight. It's 1-1. One pitch coming to Saunders. Foul.
And McAllister with his struggles getting away from his fastball now. He's down to 70% fastballs, mixing in more changeups, Dan.
Yeah, he's gone through the lineup here a couple of times now. He's gone to that changeup a little bit more. That was pitch number 100, Mike. So especially coming off at the DL, I think he's finished up here pretty quickly.
Tight. Full count.
I would agree. Alvarez is ready to go in the pen. Mike Zunino waiting on that. Got a base hit. Drove in a run his last time out.
Houston defeated Oakland 5-4. Houston wins on an error in the 9th inning. Full count here to Saunders. 1 out, 2 on. Struck him out. 2 outs. Second time Michael's K'd. It's the 4th strikeout of the evening for McAllister.
Borderline fastball at the top of the strike zone. Michael can't get to it. That pitch is up. That's a ball.
Ricky Callaway out for another quick chat with McAllister. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Day game tomorrow, then the Minnesota Twins come in for 4, and we travel east on Monday. 3 with Boston, 3 night games, and then a weekend set with the Baltimore Orioles, who earlier today acquired Francisco Rodriguez to add to their bullpen. So here's Mike Zunino, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Minnesota right now playing in Anaheim. Angels lead at 2-1.
He has to be stepping in with a lot of confidence. Had 2 hits last night, including a home run. Base hit tonight to drive in a run. See if he can get a fastball middle in. There, he was looking for it, and that was a breaking ball. McAllister wasting that first pitch fastball and comes back with a breaking ball off the plate.
Nice job by Zunino to get that batting average up 242.
You know, you love the home run, you love the double last night, Mike, but I really love that RBI single he had earlier in the ball game tonight. Just nice easy swing, pushed that ball to right field, picked up the run with 2 outs. That's just a great piece of hit.
Let the ball travel a little bit. Yeah.
Two and 1 to Mike. Count evens at 2 and 2. We've seen pretty much everything McAllister has tonight. A walk and an RBI single to right. 2-2 count here.
Looked like he took a similar swing at that fastball. Same thing. Let it travel a little bit inside out. Try to force it over to the right side.
Difference there, probably the elevation. That ball up a little bit. Just wasn't able to get on top of it.
4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Cleveland. Mariners have left 5 men on base, 4 for the Tribe. The 2-2 pitch. Smoke back.
He's been over there a number of times. I'm pretty sure that Justin isn't going to go anywhere.
Well, he's wiping out some seeds, isn't he?
A lot of bubble gum.
That'll do it for the Mariners. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, 5 complete, and a 1-run Mariner lead. Sports being brought to you by Puget Sound Acura dealers. Visit your Puget Sound Acura dealers to test drive the extremely new MDX. We're enjoying a spectacular summer here in Seattle, and the baseball team is pretty doggone good right now. Winners of 7 consecutive ball games, 12 of the last 17. And right now holding a 4-3 lead against the Cleveland Indians, second place team in the Central Division of the American League. Erasmo Ramirez, much better outing than his season debut against Boston. He's got Michael Brantley leading off here in the 6th.
87 pitches, I would think. The minute they get a runner on, they'll have somebody up in a hurry in the bullpen.
Strike 1 to Brantley, who has struck out and walked tonight. Brantley, Santana, and Reynolds, 5, 6, and 7 for Cleveland. Two 2-1. Solid base hit to the gap. Ackley cut it off. Brantley's aboard. Start off the 6th. We'll bring up Carlos Santana, strikeout victim, leading off the 2nd, and a fly to left in the 3rd. Ball 1. Good call, Mike. There is action. Aravis Medina heating up. count. Mariners have turned one double play. They got a 4-6-3 double play in the 5th.
The Indians have had a base runner in 5 of the 6 innings so far. And Dan, he just to me, watching him tonight, things have gone well. He obviously has the lead, but I don't think he's been particularly sharp, especially with his fastball command.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was what we expected tonight. I expected especially after that last outing against Boston, where he walked 4, that he'd come out tonight, have much better command and feel, but he just hasn't had it. Lots of balls missing, a large amount off the plate, away and in. He just doesn't seem to have that great feel tonight, but he's been able to wriggle it off. I mean, other than the changeup that ran back inside to Gomes for the 2-run homer, he's been able to get out of these innings, and this would be another great opportunity to get out of an inning with a ground ball.
Well, in fact, I think his changeup has been his best pitch tonight.
2-1, and here's a bouncing ball. Double play opportunity. Miller gets rid of it. Well done. Yeah. These guys are something else. Back-to-back innings with crucial double plays. Nicely done.
Well, you mentioned the changeup. This one is a fastball that runs away from the left-hander. He kind of rolls over it. And just what the doctor ordered, the 4-6-3. And that's a couple of big outs right there in terms of momentum for Erasmo Ramirez.
Brings up Mark Reynolds. He's twice bounced out to Miller at shortstop.
How about you, Blow? But as I watch Miller and Franklin out there in the middle, these guys looking more and more comfortable with each other. And that's, it's definitely a feel thing between a shortstop and a second baseman, and those guys seem to be developing a little bit of chemistry.
I think a couple of things on it. One, as you were talking about with the double play, there's so much timing involved in that, and they seem to do a good job of helping each other out. I like the way that both of them, and we haven't seen it tonight from Brad, but when they feed the ball to second base, they give each other plenty of time. You see the ball easy. There's nothing real tricky about it. It's all straightforward, which is something you have to like. And both of them have good arms and a lot of range. So they played well. Look at the Mariners tonight with Zunino, those two up the middle, and Ackley out in center field. They're averaging 23 years of age. That's the youngest of any club in the big leagues up the middle.
About back 2-2.
I just like. For me, the two of them, I like the confidence with the way that they play the game. They seem to be having fun. It helps that they both have had success right away when they were called up. But they're having fun, and they play with a lot of confidence, and that's a big part of the battle.
Well, I think the thing that you mentioned, Mike, that I like is their arm strength. Both of them with a pretty good arm, and sometimes when you make a quick play or the timing is off, you can get away with it with a stronger arm, and these guys have done that. They turn a lot of double plays that maybe you're not going to normally turn with a guy that doesn't have that kind of arm strength.
Right.
3-2 to power hitter Mark Reynolds. 2 out, nobody on. Lost it. Second walk issued by Ramirez. He issued a 1-out walk to Brantley back in the 3rd.
And it looks like Robbie's going to come out and get him. 101 pitches for Ramirez, and he'll go get Medina to come in the game.
Ramirez is going to leave with the lead after 5 2/3. He's had double plays in the last 2 innings that have helped him out. 4-3. Mariners on top of Cleveland. tomorrow. Spend the afternoon enjoying the blue skies and the green grass for Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Day. You'll also enjoy great savings as each member of the family can pick up a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for as low as $15. So take part in this great deal. Tomorrow's 12:40 start against the Indians. Log on to Mariners.com/specials. Nice work by Ramirez tonight. Our whiff today is brought to you by Head & Shoulders with a hint of Old Spice.
Well, Dan, we were talking about it earlier for Ramirez. Not particularly sharp with his fastball. His changeup was a good pitch for him tonight. And give him some credit. He made some pitches. He'd been in trouble quite a bit tonight, but he made some pitches when he needed to.
Absolutely. You're right. The changeup pretty devastating throughout the entire ball game for him. But you're right. Got the ground balls when he had to do it. And that saved him big time tonight.
5 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. A couple of walks, 4 strikeouts, 101 pitches. 63 of those for strikes. He is responsible for Reynolds over at first base as Medina will take over, the hard-throwing right-hander. His numbers on the year: 35 appearances, a 3-2 record, a 2.25 ERA. Has really pitched well coming out of the pen for the Mariners. 36 strikeouts and 36 innings pitched.
Ball one to Lonnie Chisenhall. Base hit to left and ground out to first tonight. Two and 0. Pitch. There's a strike. Dana taking advantage of the opportunity provided to him by the injury to Stephen Pryor. Pryor trying to work his way back into coma. Popped up. Playable. Innings done. Nice job by Medina to get that important third out here in the 6th inning. When the Mariners come up, it'll be Ackley, Miller, and Franklin with this 1-run lead for a relieved Erasmo Ramirez. Been a good night for the Mariners. They lead 4-3. They try to win their 8th consecutive ball game. It would make them 13 out of the last 18 if they can pull it off. New pitcher for the Tribe, Matt Albers.
31 appearances, a 3.12 ERA. Opponent's average 2.39. He's only given up 2 home runs this year.
Ground ball by Ackley to the second baseman, Kipnis, for the first out. Albers, well traveled, broke in with Houston back in 2006, traded to Baltimore with the Orioles from 08 to 2010, then to Boston for 11 and the 12 season, and then Boston traded him last year to Arizona. And here he is now with Cleveland. Top of the order, and Brad Miller. Long foul ball, strike 2 on Miller.
You ever try to hit without batting gloves?
No, I didn't get it. Especially you start in April, it's cold. Gotta have something on those hands.
Breaking ball, old dribbler, Albers throws him out. Let's check in with Angie Mentic.
Guys, the AL West leading A's down in Houston taking on the Astros, and they have been feasting on this team all season long. But tonight, something snaps, something changes. The A's blow this one in the ninth. Grant Belfour throwing a pitch in the dirt. The Astros base runners get caught, but Derek Norris throws wild to first. Jonathan Villar comes all the way around from second to score the winning run. The Astros get 3 in the ninth and beat the A's 5-4. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. And as you earlier detailed, Texas lost, so no ground loss by the Athletics. Ground ball to Kipnis. Franklin's retired. So are the Mariners in the 6th, 4-3 Seattle. Here in the summertime. A reminder, get on base with incredible savings and freedom of riding Sound Transit. Plan your next trip, visit soundtransit.org. 199 flowing freely here. At some point that viaduct will be gone and be a tunnel, sort of like what they have up in the Boston area, which the Big Dig, which they worked on for a long time. You remember that? You were still playing when they started that, right there.
Oh yeah. But I'm looking forward to that. That'll be nice. I mean, that waterfront is beautiful as it is, but
yeah. And if you've got property over there, you won't have to look at 99 anymore.
That's right.
Yan Gomes, boys, he's done some damage to the Mariners. 2-run homer tonight. 2 home runs last time we saw the Tribe in Cleveland. One was a game winner. Medina came on to get the last out of the 6th inning. Medina closing in on his 25th birthday, coming up on the 27th of July. Puerto Cabello in Venezuela. Been in the Mariners organization since '05.
This is a situation too, Dan, where you have to give Jamie Navarro, who works out in the bullpen with these guys, a lot of credit. Medina coming up, always had a good arm, but they said that he was wild at times, and we really haven't seen much of that from him. He typically commands the strike zone, has a good fastball, he's aggressive, nice hard slider. I think Jamie's done a really good job with him.
Fair ball knocked down by Seager. Holmes hit it hard. Second hit tonight.
We'll take a look at Kyle. Ball is ripped down there, just off the heel of his glove. I like where he's at right there. It's not necessarily playing right on the line. It's a step and a dive to keep him from getting doubles. And that ball was hit really hard, and he was able to knock it down. I don't like it when they put the infielders right on the line. It just leaves up too big a hole on the infield, too much room to try to cover.
Top of the order, Michael Bourne. Looks to strike. Michael tonight 1 for 3.
Back to your point about Jamie, you're right. It's nice to have a pitcher down in the bullpen. Sometimes it's the bullpen coach is not a former pitcher, but you get Jamie Navarro down there, a similar pitcher to Medina as well. The right-hander, threw pretty hard, had a nice little slider, and you're right, just being able to sit there game after game, talk to Jamie, pick his brain. I tell you what, I'm sure these guys have learned a lot down there during this course of the season.
Jamie played 361 big league games, a record of 116 and 126. Faced him a lot?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. I remember him breaking a couple bats, though, with that fastball.
A little heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a little.
Run it in there on your hands.
Provides a big role down there. Good leadership outside. You're not kidding. As I look at Navarro's numbers, 1,113 strikeouts to 690 walks.
Aggressive. And you see that a lot from the guys in the bullpen coming in now. They're all very aggressive when they come in.
1-2.
And a good stop by Zunino there on a pitch down and into the left-hander. This one just ends up sticking in his glove, but you can see him get over there, get his shoulders turned so that that ball does hit his chest protector. It's just going to drop right in front of him in the plate, and he's going to have a chance to throw out a runner if they try to go. But done a nice job back there keeping the ball in front of him.
Popped up. Seager will take a look, as will Miller and Ibanez. Long run for Raul, ran out of room. Crowd of 16,308 on hand here at Safeco Field tonight. John Gomes at first. Nobody out. 2-2 here to Bourne. Raul will get this one. One out. Fourth put out tonight for Raul Ibanez. Brings up Nick Swisher. A couple strikeouts. Base hit to left. Base hit to left was in the 5th, and then he was erased in a double play. Tip, beg your pardon, is Swisher, big free agent contract, signed on January 3rd. He's been with Oakland, the White Sox in the last 4 years with the Yankees. Swing, strike 2. Two pitch outside. Swisher signed a 4-year, $56 million contract with Cleveland. Looks at strike 3 called. 2 outs here in the 7th. Medina with a very important strikeout.
It's good fastball at 93 miles an hour. I think you give Mike Zunino some credit on that strike. That pitch looked like it was just off the plate, running off the outside corner, but Zunino does a good job of framing it and holding it there right on the corner. Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson.
Yeah, outstanding job to kind of stick that pitch on the outside corner. Fool the umpire a little bit.
Kipnis, nicely played by Nick Franklin. And a fine inning by Uravis Medina. Hangs another 0 on the board. The Mariners continue to lead. Jamie Navarro loving that. 4-3 Mariners. Seventh inning stretch being brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Last year, Washington's Lottery turned 28.6 million Washingtonians into winning heirs. They can do the same for you. Thanks to Washington's Lottery, winning heirs are made daily. Glad to have you with us. Mariners trying to win their 8th consecutive ball game. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson with you here at Safeco Field. Make sure you join us Thursday night during the Mariners-Twins game for Twitter Trivia. You're going to have the chance to win some exciting prizes just by interacting with us on Twitter throughout the game. We'll be posting questions and want to hear from you, so be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at @RootSports_NW. For giveaway rules, visit us at rootsports.com. Here is Raul against Matt Albers. Raul tonight doubled off the left center field wall. In his second time up, he's 1 for 3 with a run scored.
Oliver Perez getting loose in the pen right now. Mariners looking for a little insurance, Dan. Get a couple of late runs here. It's been a few innings since they've scored. Scored 3 runs in the third. They just picked up a couple of hits since then. If you take a look at Oliver out in the bullpen.
The big shift on for Raul. 1-1. Cleveland broke on top in the first inning. Cabrera with an RBI single. Mariners answered with an RBI double by Seager in the first, and then topped the second, a 2-run homer by Yan Gomes. Mariners answered bottom 3, 3 runs on 5 hits. They got an RBI double from Morales, a run scored on a wild pitch, and Zunino singled in a run. Two and one. Two-one from Albers. Slap to left. Brantley coming on. He's got good speed. And runs it down. How about we revisit the third inning? Look at these 2 pitches and how they were handled.
And we were talking about how difficult it is for a left-hander to get on top of the high fastball. They are helped out a little bit with those pitches away from, but almost identical, and they almost ended up in the same spot out in left center field. Raul getting the double. Morales falling, picking up an RBI with his double.
Strike one to Kendris has reached on an error. The double we showed you and a ground out the second. One. Two and one to Kendris. Kyle Seager's on deck. Away from Kendris, 2-2.
A couple of pretty good changeups from Albers on Morales. You can see they're trying to stay down and away from him, especially late in the ball game. You want to stay away as much as you can. If you come in, it's just for show.
And he came inside and paid for it. Base hit, Morales. One out base runner here in the 7th for the Mariners. Second hit tonight for Kendris.
Gets a fastball, middle in. See him barrel that pitch up. Big reason why what you're talking about, Dan. You want to pitch away, and if you're going to come in, show it. Fortunate to get that back. He elevates that ball at all. That's another run for the Mariners.
Yeah, absolutely. Morales all over that fastball inside. They stayed away from him and stayed away from him soft. I think he might have been waiting for something inside, and if it's not up at his hands, it's a dangerous pitch, and you're right, they're lucky to get that one back.
What a night for Kyle Seager, 3 for 3. RBI double is Cody Allen heating up. Seager first inning RBI double. Single to right and a run scored in the 3rd, and a single to right in the 5th. Kipnis backhand feeds to Cabrera, and they get the double play. To the 8th we go. Mariners nursing a 1-run lead. a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the game. And Dan Wilson, how about the two kids up the middle? This has been great tonight.
A couple of key double plays turned for the Mariners tonight. 4-6-3 there you see from Franklin to Miller, and then do it all over again.
Do a good job protecting themselves, coming down under on those throws.
Yeah, Brad Miller really drops down, and it makes that base runner make sure he gets down and prevents that roll that you see sometimes. But those two guys in the middle getting pretty comfortable with one another, and they can really turn it.
That's a combo. Looks like it's going to be around for a while here for the Mariners. This guy's swinging the bat well, too. Uravis Medina continues. He got an out, the last out in the sixth inning. Gave up a hard base hit off the glove of Seager in the seventh, and then got out of trouble. Now here he is in the eighth. He's got Asdrubal Cabrera, Michael Brantley, and Carlos Santana. Down to Miller. Goes out Cabrera. Here's Angie Mentink. What else is new, Angie?
Guys, here at the Ford Sports Desk, and the Portland Timbers are just 3 points off the Western Conference lead. And this Saturday, they take on the San Jose Earthquakes with a chance to tie Salt Lake City atop the West. It's always a physical match when the Timbers and the Earthquakes square off. Catch all the action right here on Root Sports. Kickoff Saturday at 7:30. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. One out here in the eighth. Brings up Michael Brantley. A strikeout, a walk, and a base hit to center. Brantley put the Mariners on edge last night. A one-out double to left center field against Wilhelmsen. Tom was able to get out of it. Get the save and the win. The win for Aaron Harang. Smoke. Easy play. 2 down.
They like Medina's work, keeping the ball on the ground. Strikeout and 3 ground ball outs.
Yeah, he's looked tough. He's got some good movement tonight. This one, a changeup down low. And gets Brantley to roll over it to Justin for the unassisted putout. But you're right, Mike. Keeping that ball down late in the game is so important.
Robbie Thompson, acting manager tonight with Eric Wedge in the hospital, recovering from some dizzy spells from yesterday, resting comfortably. Got to be smiling through this 4-3 lead here in the eighth. You know he'd like to see a big eighth inning, get some more insurance runs. Santana tonight, strikeout, fly to left, and hit into a double play. Back with a strike, 2-1. Andy Chavez takes over in left field. Raul Ibanez. Center field. Ackley on the move. He's there. Dustin Ackley cut that baby off. Well done. Home eighth coming up. Mariners 4-3. It'll be Smoke, Saunders, and Zunino coming up. brought to you by Linwood Honda. Experience the difference. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by BNSF Railway, the engine that connects us. Beautiful, beautiful look at the Emerald City, Seattle. 4-3 Mariner lead. How about Dustin Ackley? Good route here, boys.
Well, he's definitely a good enough athlete to play center field. This ball is hit hard. It's a line drive and slicing away from Dustin. He just outruns it, showing some good speed in center field. Dave mentioned a direct route to the ball. Saved a double late in the game. It's good play.
That when that ball was hit, Mike, it had a chance to drop, but saw Ackley closing on it pretty quickly, and pretty easy work of a hard line drive.
Cody Allen will take over. 42 appearances for him. He's pitched well for the Indians. A 2.18 ERA, 54 strikeouts in 41 1/3. That's a good number. Only 13 walks. Opponent's average 209.
Big Tom getting ready. What did you guys think of last night? I mean, how important that was for him, particularly after first time seeing Cleveland since that disaster there back in May.
I think with Tom, he looks like he's close. He's still not quite as dominant as he was the first month and a half, 2 months of the season, but I think you really have to give Eric Wedge and his staff a lot of credit, because Tom went through a little rough patch there where things were not going well for him at all. He kind of lost feel of the strike zone, couldn't throw a curveball. And I thought the timing of Eric taking him out of the closer's role and then giving him a chance to work his way back into it to regain his confidence, which in that role, Dan, is so big. You have to come in and feel like nobody's going to hit you. And the timing of Eric putting him back in that role again. And last night he comes in and saves the ball game, a one-run game. Those are the toughest ones. Jamie Navarro out there watching Tom, but I thought the timing of it all was really good.
Yeah, it's a very delicate balance, and they did such a great job of handling that. You're right, Mike. And now seemingly that confidence coming back for Tom.
Smoke going on 3 pitches, 1 down here in the 8th. Bring up Michael Saunders. 1 for 3 tonight. With a run scored. He got a double of right center field. He struck out first and third times up tonight. Strike 1 to Saunders. Inside to Michael.
Cody Allen has a good arm. His fastball 96, 97 miles an hour.
Good run on that pitch. 1-2. Allen was up with the Tribe last year for 27 games, went 0-1 with a 3.72 ERA. Horton still lives in Orlando, Florida. Did not go, says Bill Welke down at third, 2-2. It's to Saunders. Take full count. Brings Zanino. Waits his turn.
Go now, Saunders! All right, baby!
3-2 pitch. We're chasing a foul off the hand of Yan Gomes. What a break. Here we go, 3-2. Bouncing ball. Nicely charged by Reynolds, 2 out. Bring up Mike Zunino. Last month's fireworks show, remember it right here at Safeco Field? It was a sight to be seen, and lucky for your fans, the Mariners are going to do it again. Light up the sky for Safeco Field. Another post-game fireworks display. It's coming up Friday, August 9th. Make sure you're here as the Mariners take on the Brewers, and then stick around after the game. Spectacular Mariners Hall of Fame themed fireworks show. For tickets to join in the fun, Mariners.com. Here's Mike Z. All one. A walk, an RBI single to right, and a strikeout tonight. Hey, hit it. A one hopper to Cabrera. Long throw to get him. That'll do it. Here we go. Ninth inning. Tom Wilhelmsen, Kevin on. Last call. See if he can go 2 for 2. Many nights against the Indians as the Mariners go for their 8th consecutive win. Lead for the Mariners as we go to the top of the ninth. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Still some diners up there in this Sky City. How about Tom Wilhelmsen back in May? This wins the game, smoke, but Tom dropped the ball. Tying run scored. Mariners went on to lose in extra innings, and that caused a long slide for the Mariners. But how about last night? Good bounce back, boys.
Yeah, I thought so, and I thought when you saw Tom drop that ball, that was his first blown save of the year. You never know how guys are going to react, but he started to struggle a little bit after that. Not sure if it had anything to do with it, Dan, but confidence again. But he threw the ball extremely well last night.
Yeah, that's the important thing, is that he's back on top and seems to have that confidence going.
One-run game, line drive, base hit. Right off the bat of Mark Reynolds. Last night, Wilhelmsen went fly ball to right, double to left center, ground out, walk, fly out to end the game. Big pinch runner now.
Yeah, Drew Stubbs going to come out and run for Reynolds. Thanks to last night's game, the Indians had 8 batters that were hitting from the left side of the plate. Tom's changeup was really good. You have a couple of right-handers here. The first one was Reynolds, who just had that base hit. The next one would be Jan Gomes. His curveball. Still trying to get a real good feel for his curveball. That's an important pitch against the right-handers. Lefties, his changeup has been pretty good.
Up high to Chisenhall.
Missed with that changeup.
You know, Stubbs will be somebody to watch over at first base too. 10 out of 10 on stolen bases, so Zunino's going to have to be alert behind the dish.
Up the middle, base hit. Stubbs will go to third. Hot water already.
This is on a fastball, 94 miles an hour, down and away. Tom ends up getting a ground ball. Unfortunately, it found a hole up the middle. He needs a strikeout now.
Big time.
This is where his curveball can be a really big pitch for him. He has one of the best curveballs in the league. It's a matter of whether he can get to it and throw it for strikes. We're going to get another pinch runner. Aviles will come out and pitch run. Chisenhall.
So critical time here in this ball game. Aviles is a pretty good runner. He's 7 out of 10. Yan Gomes did a lot of damage to the Mariners back on that Monday in May with 2 home runs, including a game winner. Zunino smothers that one, ball 1.
Yeah, that's a big play right there by Zunino. Not only does he keep the runner at third and first, but gives Tom some confidence to throw that pitch, and it's a curveball. And I tell you what, that's a game saver. We saw that last night where he was able to do it in the 9th as well. See if that comes back and keeps the Mariners in good shape.
That was a good look at where you're talking about earlier in the game, down the way he angles his body back around to keep that ball in front of him.
1-0 pitch. 2-0 to Gomes. Gomes on May 20th, 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. He knocked in 4, so he's been tough, and a home run tonight. Took Wilhelmsen 3 pitches. Things got dicey. 2-0. Back to the strike.
Well, you can see on the EQC tracer just a perfect pitch at 97 miles an hour. Right on the outside corner and at the knees.
We saw earlier in the game that seemingly Gomes likes the ball middle in. They're going to try to stay away from him.
2-1 from Big Tom. Off the fist. Runner third holds. They get the runner hung up between home and third. Got a chance here. We're going to run him down. There's 2 outs. Yes, sir. Oh, did that work beautifully. The other thing, too, boy, you had all kinds of movement. The outfielders were all backing up. That was a really well-played execution there by the Mariners.
Well, and the big key, too, is Gomes. I'm not sure knew what was going on because he never tried to move up. Stubbs tried to stay in. A good play by Kyle. Get the force out at second, and then Franklin giving it up right here. The play right there is Brad Miller, though. Stubbs can run well. You can see how hard Brad comes to get that ball and close the distance as he's receiving it so he can put the tag on Stubbs. Good play.
That is huge. 2 outs. Michael Bourne, runner at first. Ball 1.
I think you're right, though. Gomes at first base kind of held there because I think he thought Aviles might have been safe at second. He kind of stood out by the bag. So he didn't go anywhere, and could have probably got
Stubbs in the rundown trying to wave him to get in the scoring position. He never moved.
1-0 to Bourne. 1-1.
And that critical play, we talked about how young the infield, all of them having a piece of that. Starting with Kyle Seager, over to Franklin, back to Zunino and Miller getting the tag out. Well executed across the board. Well played.
4-1 for 4. 1-1 pitch. Outside. Terry Francona not believing what he just saw. Well, Helpson trying to put a capper on it. 2-1 here to Bourne. Strike 2. There we go. 2-2. Strike away. 2 outs, 2-2 to Michael Bourne. Pitch from Wilhelmsen. Outside, count runs full. Gomes, the runner at first. Wilhelmsen set. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Gomes runs, a pitch. Strike 3 call, game over! Closing time as Wilhelmsen back-to-back saves against Cleveland, and the Mariners win their 8th consecutive ball game.
Just a great job by the bullpen tonight. Medina coming on for Ramirez. Really pitched well, and Tom Wilhelmsen, a little bit dicey there in the 9th, but the Mariners end up finding a way to do it, and all the young infielders are part of a big play in the 9th, Dan.
Yeah, I think you would give a lot of kudos to the infield on this win tonight. A couple of key double plays turned, and then that play with the 1st and 3rd in the 9th, and then Wilhelmsen closes it out. You can see Tom nice and excited. He's fired up. That's a big close right there for the Mariners.
8th consecutive win. $8 off the tickets tomorrow night. This team's playing some good ball. Come on out, folks. 4-3 Mariners over the Indians. Post-game show starts right after this timeout.